What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and this video I want to talk about Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village. Now, I talked a lot about basically grouping games together on Podcast Now last night. There's going to be lots of videos today as well. I think I'll probably end up making another video on this channel as well. So loads of videos, both channels. If you guys haven't already subscribed, have the bell on for all of these things, definitely do so right now. So this game, I think, looks absolutely incredible. Now, actually, what I will say this. It also looks a bit weird. When I've talked about this game before, one of the main things I've said is they've got to be careful that the game isn't one thing and trying to pretend it's something else, okay? And what I mean by that is, remember, this game was basically built as Resident Evil Revelations 3, and then they basically injected Resident Evil 8 into it. Remember, Resident Evil 8 was actually in the works besides this, and it actually had some problems that was going on with it. Now, nobody really knows what happened to that game. Is it going to be Resident Evil 9? Have they dropped it entirely? Like, what's exactly gone on? This game, what I'll say from the trailer that we've seen, I will say this: I love it. I really love the stuff that we saw. It looks a lot like Outlast. In fact, we have a Discord server on Podcast Now, if you guys haven't checked it out, and on the Discord server, we were kind of like, basically with everything that was popping up for the PS5 reveal, we were trying to guess what it was before we actually saw it. And we thought at first it was Resident Evil, but then as it went on, it looked a lot like Outlast. Like, it had a lot of themes, actually, that reminds me heavily of the Outlast, which, by the way, that's not a bad thing. I love Outlast. Outlast is a great game franchise. Can't wait to see Trials. In fact, I believe Outlast Trials we're going to see on Saturday. So it's not a bad thing that they're kind of taking, I think, a little something from Outlast and putting it into Resident Evil, right? But at the same time, it did feel a little off in a way, and again, not in a bad way. I was gonna say in a good way. I guess not in any way. It didn't feel like it. I'm not saying like, oh man, that was really disappointing. I think at the times that we got to see the gameplay parts of it, it was definitely Resident Evil 7, pretty much, right? It was absolutely Resident Evil 7. It was putting us back into that world. Same kind of mechanics, that first-person kind of point of view, lots of things like that. But at the same time, again, it felt non-Resident Evil-ish for a while, which actually, again, we've kind of heard that this game is going to be a bit different. It's going to have a different kind of style to it. I don't think we've really heard that's going to turn people off, but you know what? Honestly, it's going to be a game that I think, you know what? It maybe needed to do something like this too, because what's odd is I'm a big fan of Resident Evil 7. I really, I've been a fan of Resident Evil in the past, okay, in the game franchise. I played 4, I played 5, I played 6, and I was turned off by 5 and 6 kind of in the same ways as others. I actually did enjoy 5 for like an action game, but I was like, it's not like a franchise I'm going to talk about. Like, even, I had actually a channel back with Resident Evil 7, but I never really talked about it. So it's not a game like, oh, I'm going to make videos on and stuff like that. But I jumped into Resident Evil 7, and I adored that game. And then obviously Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake. Resident Evil is back and better than ever, in my opinion. And I can say, even for myself, that Resident Evil 7, that's when I jumped back in. That's when I was truly excited about, I guess it was only until after that, right? But I was really excited about Resident Evil. I really had a blast playing. I'm terrified. I hate horror games in the way that they just terrify me and they scare me. And I don't like that. But at the same time, I feel good about it. Like, I kind of like the feeling of being terrified. It's a love-hate relationship with me with these horror games. But Resident Evil 7 brought it, in my opinion, back on track. Now, I know a lot of people maybe didn't feel that way. So basically, you could be saying, well, why are you telling this long story? Resident Evil 8 feels like it's going to appeal to the people that played 7, as well as people that didn't play 7, that maybe were like, yeah, 7 maybe got it back on track, but at the same time, it was doing this, it was doing that. I didn't really like this feature, that feature. Resident Evil 8 feels different. And now, again, we've only seen a trailer. It's like 2 minutes long. You can only read so much into that, but it is something that I think that they are aware of, that I think this game could appeal to people that, again, liked 7, and also were like, yeah, I think you have to generally like 7 or to like 8. I feel like that's going to be something that's going to be said when all is said and done. But at the same time, I think it's going to be kind of for everybody, whether you were turned off a little bit with 7 or whether it was really like a solid thing for you. But man, I really liked it. We got the confirmation of the werewolves. We got Chris Redfield, right? Now, people are saying maybe he's a clone, maybe he's not the actual Chris Redfield. It's going to be exciting. In fact, in the trailer, does he kill Mia? Is that who that is that he shoots in the trailer? I've only watched it like 2 times. I know it's playing when you guys are watching this video, but I'm not watching the trailer go when I'm recording this. So going to be very interesting. The kind of the blog post that Capcom posted on this game kind of makes it sound like Chris is going to do something very, very drastic to Ethan that sets him off, that, you know, kind of discovers what's going on with Chris, which maybe, again, is that the real Chris Redfield? What are they going to do with that? The game looks very good, though. In 2021, that's not surprising, right? We all kind of knew that. In fact, we know that they want to do a Resident Evil game every single year, so 2021 is Resident Evil Village or Resident Evil 8, and then obviously 2022 is the Resident Evil 4 remake. So more Resident Evil. I mean, it's really, really exciting. That trailer I thought was terrific. Again, even in the times where I was like, well, this is different. This isn't very Resident Evil-like. I mean, the things I was thinking of is, well, it looks like Outlast, and again, that's not a bad thing. At the end of the day, it's more Resident Evil, and I think that's a good thing. I really do. I think maybe eventually we'll get burnt out. You know, if you do a new game every single year, in fact, by the time this is all done and over with, it'll be 4 years with 4 games. And is that a burnout kind of thing? It's possible, as long as they keep innovating, as long as they keep changing it up. Some of these games, obviously, in fact, most of them are remakes, and then you throw in, the occasional brand new game. So definitely something that is cool, definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Cannot wait to play this. And the more info we get on this game, by the way, I will continue to cover it. I love talking about this game. We've kind of built I know this is a smaller channel, but we've kind of built a small community of Resident Evil. They're always some of my better videos on this channel. So I honestly do. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Thank you so much. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed, have that bell icon turned on. And again, there'll probably be another video today. There'll definitely be videos over the weekend on all the new stuff. PS5, tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of game reveals too. So lots of new games that we're going to be talking about on this channel, on Podcast Now, over the next couple of days. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for getting us as close as we are to 1,000. We're almost at 1,000, if not already hit it. So I really, really do appreciate that. And upwards and onwards, right? We got a lot more coming. Definitely don't see this stopping anytime soon. Let's get to 2,000, 3,000. Let's keep going, okay? Thank you again so much for watching, guys. I hope to see you all on the next video.